What a great day. My dear young friends, daughters and sons, Chairman of Vignan Foundation, visit many universities in India and across the world, including universities of technology and engineering. But today when I entered here, I saw something very special. And the most remarkable thing was the happiness, the enthusiasm, the confidence on the faces of all the students of this university. This is very rare to find in an engineering or technology university. I remember my own days, especially the first year and second year. We used to join engineering with lot of burden on our heads, lot of pressure. I am sure that it might have happened with you. Did it happen? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. But in spite of all this pressure of study, the happiness and peace on your face was the most important thing. Whenever I am in such technological institutions, I feel at home. I feel myself more relaxed being with you, because I have gone through all the difficulties, all the pressures and burdens, and now I feel familiar with you because you are also going through all this. Your deans and faculties are also wonderful people. How many of you have watched that film? Raise your hands. How many of you watched? All of you. Almost all of you. This hall is not only full with the future engineers and managers, CEOs and the presidents of companies or politicians, but this hall is full with more than 5,000 shining stars. This hall is full with more than 5,000 aspirations and dreams and hopes of your parents, hopes of your families, and these 5,000 and more hopes are from your country. You are going to make India proud. Only young people can make India proud, and this is one of the reasons. When Krishnaji came to me to invite, I could feel the passion, the honesty, the drive in this young parliamentarian, which is very rare to find in this present politics. As he said that today, some delegations who are still staying here, some very high dignitaries, came on the invitation of Prime Minister of India to attend this dialogue called Raisina Dialogue. My office people said that this is important, you should meet. The 3 delegations were supposed to meet today, 2, 3, 4 people in each from different countries. And as I said before, in this small meeting with the teams and the management, that those people who are coming to meet me, most of them are elderly people and they are past. But Krishnaji is our future. And not just Krishnaji, but 5,000 futures are sitting in front of me, and I cannot afford to pay that cost of not being with 5,000 dreams and hopes of this country and all of you. So I'm very pleased. I'm going to share some of my experiences and some of the situations of the world. Being an engineer, I learned several things. The one thing is that we are problem solvers. Engineers are problem solvers. There were a lot of burden of mathematics when we were studying high school, higher secondary, to solve the equations and solve the problems. But in this process, when we were studying in engineering, we learned that how to solve the bigger problem. When I gave up my career in 1980, everybody has laughed at me. Some people were very surprised or shocked. My own family members were in pain because I was not born in a rich family. My father was a policeman who passed away when I was young. So my widow mother had to mortgage or sell her ornaments for my higher studies. I had to depend on my elder brothers who were in education. So I understood and learned the value in education. But I could remind and remember a few things. The first day of my schooling was the most important lesson, not inside the school classroom but outside the classroom, which was briefly mentioned perhaps in this film. When I was entering in my school, I saw a cobbler boy sitting outside the school gate. And I could not forget his eyes. He was looking at our feet, not at faces, because he thought that I'm going to give him some job of shoe shining. And being the first day in school, I was wearing new shoes and all my friends were wearing new shoes. But a question came to my mind which I asked to my teacher, and that was the first question I have ever asked to an outsider. I asked, "Sir, why a child is sitting outside and not the rest of us in the classroom?" He said, "Calm down, this is not uncommon. The poor children have to help the families and they have to work." I said, "Yes, sir." I asked the same question to my parents, my friends, my relatives, and got more or less similar answers. "Kailash, you concentrate your mind in making new friends and learn about school instead of being disturbed like that." I could have been satisfied, but every morning, going to school and coming back in the afternoon, I saw the boy with empty eyes, empty faces. That made me very sad, rather angry. One day I gathered all my courage and stopped for a while and asked to this boy, he was my age, 5-year-old, 5.5-year-old. Boy was shy, but his father was quite surprised, and he stood with folded hands and said, बाबूजी, मैंने तो कभी सोचा नहीं अपने बेटे को स्कूल भेजने. I've never thought to send my child to school because my grandfather and my father and I started working since our childhoods. And so is my son, he said. And then he took a pause. And I could feel his misery. I could feel his helplessness. He said, बाबूजी, स्कूल जाने के लिए तो आप लोग होते हैं, हम लोग तो यही काम करने के लिए पैदा हुए हैं. We are born to work, he said. And I tell you, my dear young friends, I refuse to accept that day. I refuse to accept that anyone on this earth is born to be enslaved, to work at the cost of his present, his future, his dreams. I refuse to accept that anybody is born to work for others at the cost of education. And I still refuse to accept him. I started seeing the world with different eyes. Why some people are deprived? Why some children my age are deprived of freedom and education? This question why came to my mind, and since I was perhaps good in mathematics, science, etc., scoring very good marks, my family aspired to make me an engineer. I got admission, I got scholarship. But that spark, that ignition which came at this early age was growing inside me. I was looking the world with a different eye, as I said, the eye of questioning the things. And I strongly feel that all the science, all the technology, all the disruption, all the innovation, all the creation had one strong root, and that root lie in question. We have to have courage to question. We have to have aptitude to question the things around us. In society, in traditions, in beliefs, in faiths, in science, in technology, we have to have courage to question so that we can make progress in our lives and the society's life. We are all born with ready-made answers. For thousands of years we are taught this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, do this, don't do this. We have to respect the experience of our elders, definitely. But sometimes many of those traditions go on that makes inertia, status quo in the society, like caste system, like this communal divide, like this gender divide and gender discrimination between girls and boys. It is still there, not only in India, but in many other, most parts of the world. That is like a stigma, but it's also like a barrier in making progress in the society. We have to have courage to question. And I learned this more when I was engineering student. I also learned when you are looking for the solutions of the problems, especially social problems, it should not be oversimplified. The process of finding answers should not be oversimplified. As a system engineer, I started finding and analyzing where the problem lies. When I gave up my career, my mother was crying and she said that if you really wanted to help children, poor children, open an orphanage, open a school. I'm going to sell my small house. But I was trying to convince her, which she would never be convinced, that look, here I cannot find the solution. If I'm helping 10 children or 20 or 200 or 2000, this won't help. I would feel happy and it could be done. But the systemic causes of this problem lie deep. So we have to look at it. First of all, the society as whole should realize that these are all our children and we have to find solutions to them. That level of awareness, the level of consciousness, the level of sense of responsibility should be raised. Secondly, there were no international laws, neither laws in India to protect such children. So without the legal and judicial remedy, how we can solve the problem? Then the problem also lied in many of the misunderstandings and misgivings. The most common thing was that children are poor and poor children have to work and help the families. But later on I realized that if one single child is working somewhere as child laborer, he or she should be working at the cost of one adult's job. We have seen that the parents remain jobless and the children are in jobs because children were the cheapest labor, children were the free laborer. The girls, domestic workers, or the girls working in small scale industry and mines and factories and brick kilns, they were sexually exploited also. So that was an additional advantage for the employers or slave masters. And that needed much more deeper analysis, understanding and solution. So we started collecting some knowledge about it. Knowledge is the power. You cannot change the society only through emotions or passion alone. For long-term social transformation or sustainable social transformation, one has to have strong rationals, strong data, strong reasons. So the combination of passion and rationals is must. And then I slowly started advocating that there is a triangular relationship between child labor, illiteracy, and poverty. Dear friends, today, 152 million children are working in full-time jobs globally. And another 100 million are working in part-time jobs. 262 million children have to be in schools. But they are not children and adolescents. 210 million adults are jobless. Look at the triangular relationship. We live in the world of knowledge economy, digital economy, data economy. We live in the age of artificial intelligence. We live in the age of augmented reality, virtual reality, and whatnot. We cannot think of getting rid of poverty without quality education, without knowledge. And if children are allowed to work in any country, in any society, you are depriving them from education, and that means you are depriving them from equality and justice. Similarly, there were studies in India, Peru, Brazil, Nigeria, Pakistan, in a number of countries which have established. These studies came much later when I kept on pursuing that we need data. UN agencies started doing some studies, World Bank did some, ILO did some. And they found that if the family cannot, mother and father both, jointly cannot find jobs for more than 100 days a year, their children would be forced to work as child labor. So the vicious circle is that children can find jobs for whole year, 10, 12, 15 hours a day in some cases, and the parents remain jobless because parents are expensive workforce. That keeps the whole family, the household, poor. That becomes the intergenerational poverty. And why education is must today? Education is the key. It's a human right which is key to all the rights. Education is the most powerful vaccination of many of the diseases, including HIV and AIDS, infant mortality, and social evils like child marriages, child labor, child sexual exploitation, and so on. I would like to share with you an incident. When we used to feed the children, I was struggling to send them to school. In some cases, they were enrolled in schools if the teachers or headmasters were good. We set up an ashram in Delhi, and then we set up 2 other ashrams for girls and boys in Rajasthan. But I'm talking about the ashram in Delhi. So freed children were supposed to be sent to schools. One day I took a group of children whom we prepared to go to school and can learn basic things, but they were already able to read and write. So the headmaster was very angry in a government school, middle school. He said that, Kailash, you come every time and this is not good. These children are not good children. They are dirty, they are filthy, they use abusive words. They cannot compete with the rest of the children, they could not be enrolled. That was in late 90s, 99 or so. And I kept on arguing that you should enroll, you should admit that child, this group of children. They said no. Finally, after heated argument, the headmaster threatened to call police. In the meantime, other teachers and staff members of this school came. There is a place in outskirts of Delhi called Buradi. So from Buradi school, all the people came and they started using dirty words against me, gali galoch karne lage. And the chowkidars, the watchmen, were about to throw me. And I was insisting. So it went on for 15-20 minutes. And then I decided that I will sit outside the school gate and do the satyagraha for this demand. I called up some of my friends, including a lawyer. And my lawyer friend said that no, Kailashji, don't do it. Because India does not have a law, right to education law. India does not have any constitutional guarantee or constitutional provision. Education, he said, is not the fundamental right or constitutional right. It was a matter of directive principles of state policy, not the fundamental right. I was very angry, and out of anger, I said, Vakil Sahab, why don't we fight for changing the constitution? My friend laughed at me. What are you talking about? You are not a politician. And I tell you that I didn't have any of my nephews like Krishna who could stand up in the parliament and say Kailashji is right. I was an ordinary social worker, very difficult to approach a parliament member. Now I was able to address more than half a dozen parliaments in the world, or more than that, maybe 10 parliaments. So I thought that it is not good to sit on hunger fast or satyarthi, better to work for constitutional amendment. All my friends advised that is not possible because it requires 2/3 majority in both the houses to ensure constitutional amendment. Then I sat and I resolved inside myself that the power of truth, the power of justice, the power of morality, the power of compassion is a million times stronger than the power of any prime minister, any parliament, anywhere in the world. I said that I am going to the most ordinary people of this country. I will organize a long march, and I did it. We marched from Kanyakumari, Vivekananda's Memorial Kanyakumari, to Kashmir to Delhi with one single demand that India must change its constitution and make education as fundamental right. And I am here, third or fourth time passing through Guntur. The first time when I passed through Guntur, and Vijayawada was in 1995 demanding the end of child labor. Then I passed through this area in the long march, what we call the global march against child labor, and third time in 2001, we have walked through this place in villages and cities and towns in 2001 to demand change in India's constitution. I don't know if anybody is present here, but people can recall, that was not a big thing, but hundreds of people marched with us here. And when we reached in Delhi, the Prime Minister, President, Leader of Opposition, all three gave an audience to us, along with those children who were marching across the country for 6 months, and nobody can say no to it. 163 parliament members across the country marched with us on the streets at different times from all parties, all major parties, and within 6 months India's constitution was amended and education has become the fundamental right. This was the power of ordinary people, this was the power of children, this was the power of the poor parents, this was the power of truth. Constitution was amended. And then education became fundamental right. It took several years for the formulation of Right to Education Law Act. But now the whole country is enjoying. The entire generation is enjoying right to education thanks to all those people who marched with me in any part of India in 2001 in making it happen. So it's possible. Keeping in mind the cobbler boy, my age, the first day of school, I started thinking that this is an evil. Child labor is wrong and we have to have law. And then I learned that there was no international law against child slavery, child trafficking, child prostitution, use of children as child soldiers. There was no international law. I thought that why can't we fight for an international law? People laughed at me, they opposed me, they said, you are not a president of any country, you are not even the prime minister, how can you think of an international law?
Please watch Tulasi News.
Please subscribe to Tulasi News.